A lot of NBA draft day deadline stuff on the channel. I wanted to do, Dion, 5 players that made the wrong decision on staying or leaving. Sometimes it's best to leave, sometimes it's best to stay, sometimes it's best to, the other way around, right? But I want to come up with 5 players that made the wrong decision on NBA draft deadline day. Do 5 come to mind?
Oh yeah, are we doing five of each? Because I got five for each. Or are we doing five total?
I just want 5 players that made the wrong decision, whether it's
Okay.
staying or leaving, just the wrong.
Oh, we're just doing wrong. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing
we did.
right.
Yeah, I wanted the guys that just made the wrong choice.
Got you. Okay, yeah, that's easy. We could do this for hours.
Should
There's
we
some.
get the layup? Should we get the layup out of the way?
Yeah, who's the layup?
RJ Lewis.
Yeah. So I didn't have
Dion,
RJ
don't
on my
come on
list.
here putting your tinfoil hat on.
I didn't have RJ on my list only because at this point in the process, I think he made the right choice. He made the wrong decision 2 months ago, though.
So he gets wrong then. I'm gonna have to put him in the wrong category. I'm just bad advice. I think he could have garnered like $3-4 million, played it correctly. It's just been downhill since his on court shooting performance in his last game. It carried to off the court. So RJ Lewis is the biggest loser, I think, or not the biggest loser, but I think he made the wrong decision on staying or leaving in this draft. I think that's the first one. Are there any other that come to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. So I think one of the ones that made the wrong decision is going to be, and I'm so sorry, Michigan fans. He made the right decision for you guys. He made the right decision for Sleepers Media. If Yaxel wanted to play NBA basketball, this was his shot.
He should have just went.
He should have just went. The response to him coming back, I think, lends to that point. Like, we're not talking about Big Ten Player of the Year. We're not necessarily talking about Michigan as like a top 5 team in the country. We're talking about a guy that moves the needle for sure. And I think Michigan's gonna compete for the Big Ten. Low key, I kind of think they might win it. Depending,
Is
bear with me
is,
on
is
this.
Purdue still alive?
So yeah, Purdue is. I've also kind of bought into the Elliot Cadeau stuff.
I hate where
So
we're at as a society.
I I think I'm at the point with Dusty where Dusty can do no wrong. And I feel like I'm in a dangerous spot here with Michigan this upcoming year because like I just feel like Dusty can figure it out. But here's my issue with Yaxel, and here's why if I'm Yaxel, I would have went. He was projected to go behind Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf is a year younger than him. Danny Wolf chose not to go back to Michigan for a reason. I think if Danny Wolf is not going back to Michigan, Yaxel also shouldn't have went to Michigan, and that's why I think Yaxel should have just went to the draft. I don't think he improves his stock. I do think he hurts his stock a little bit by going back, but with that in mind, Michigan is going to be a problem this year with Yaxel, and I really like Yaxel's game a lot, especially at the college level.
Yeah, I look. I think that there's a lot of different areas that I think Yaxel could have. I just don't see like the improvement part of it, I guess necessarily, and I guess that brings me to the person I'd like to put next, and I think is going to surprise people. I think the Todd Pettiford should have went.
Yeah.
I think that he had all the stock in the world. I think that he had an incredible pre-draft process. I think everything was pointing to him getting picked very high. I just think he gets nitpicked a lot next season, and some of the inconsistencies might show up with him being the best player on the team. And that's gonna pain me to see because I think Tahad, there's a world where he's incredible, like, and maybe he does like rise into the lotto or something like that. But that's like gonna take 100% everything going perfect.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just gonna kind of be what, a year older and maybe getting picked in the same spot. Like I just think there's gonna be a lot of nitpicking going on where he could have just cashed in on himself when the price was high, right? His stock was high.
Yeah, I don't even know if he gets picked in the same spot. I think the thing to consider for like a lot of these dudes too, right? These international prospects are coming to college because they aren't being drafted. And typically the NBA lends to picking a lot of international prospects. You're not competing against them next year. I think you're competing against a much deeper draft class of freshmen. And then you're also competing against everybody that chose to come back, which is pretty much the whole draft. Next year's draft class is going to be insane of the amount of people that are trying to go into it. So honestly, I think a lot of them that stayed made the wrong decision. The only one that I think made the right decision, without a shadow of a doubt, is Ortega. I think Ortega truly does improve his draft stock.
Yeah, I think so too. And look, I think Ortega is gonna also like be put in a spot where like he's got national championship stuff in front of him. He's got possible player of the year, first team All-American. He has a lot of stuff in front of him that I think will still kind of find themselves in a spot where he can, I think really improve his stock a little bit and show that he can be like a 3 and D player at the next level. Sorry, so I need two more players that we think made a wrong decision.
Jace.
Stop
And
it. We just talked about players doing like going while the stock is high.
freefall. I've been saying it since the measurables game.
Oh my, here we go with the measurables talk.
Listen, we'll see. You know what? Put a pin in this one. I want to see where Jace gets drafted on draft night, and we'll obviously be doing a live show, so you can bring it up to me live. Yeah, we'll see where Jace gets drafted. I don't. I think this might be a free fall.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the first person here to let you know that I think things shall be said that we will be talking about. I'm trying to think of who the honestly the last one I think would have for me is a wrong decision. Um, and this might surprise you a little bit, but I actually think that do I want yeah, no, I'll go there. I'm fine with it. I think Jameer Watkins gets $4 million if he goes back to college. I
This
think
late in the process,
I think Gonzaga gives him $4 million.
I could see that. The other one I had was Tyrese Proctor.
You think he should? Oh, that's a good one. Honestly, let's sub that in. I think he should have came back to Duke for sure.
Yeah. I think Tyrese Proctor he's a legit NBA dude. Don't get me wrong. I think his style of play, I think his floor in the league is like a Jalen Suggs.
Hmm.
So I think he's one of the dudes that only could have improved his stock. And I think if he came back playing on this Duke team that needs a little bit more of a scoring punch than last year's Duke team, I think he really would have improved his stock a lot. I want to say this, Michigan fans, like please don't hate me because I wanted like Yaxel to come back. Like I just want to
No,
get ahead.
no, don't come crawling back now.
Nah, listen, he came back. That's what everybody wanted. We should all be happy he's back. Who cares about his NBA stock, right?
I'm most certainly not happy. But yeah, I think Tyrese Proctor, that's the last good one. I think he made the wrong decision. He could have came back to Duke, got paid, been the guy, played another role, play around some really talented players too. Like that would have been it. And I mean, you already stayed 3 years. What's staying another one? I think honestly, I don't think it changes his draft stock whatsoever. But I like that list of players. I think that's a good list of 5 players that made the wrong decisions. You got any more that maybe honorable mention?
Honorable mention anybody that didn't test the process. Because like so many people chose to come back to college. Like I'm just gonna throw like a name out there of a guy that I think is an NBA dude, Cohen Carr. Test the process. At this stage, by the way, like Cohen might have wound up being drafted in this draft.
Just go dunk, man. Go show that vertical. Go play the scrimmage.
Just see what in my opinion, with the way this year went, if things don't change from either NCAA or an NBA level to prevent how as many people from going back as they did, if I'm a prospect, I'm just throwing my name in the hat and I'll pull it at the last second and just see what happens. But like I mean, Jameer Watkins went from being a guy like I don't think anybody took seriously when he announced his name for the draft to like he might get picked. You know what I mean? Just because there's nobody left to choose. You know what I mean? It's like when it's like when you're applying for a job and like 5 other jobs took the top 5 candidates. There's no one left to pick. So like congrats, you got it. You know what I mean? There's no one left for these NBA teams to pick. If I'm a Cohen Carr, I don't want to say this because I have a Purdue future, but Braden Smith, Alex Caravan, by the way, are you kidding me? How much is he kicking himself for not going for not staying in the draft? Like, there's a lot of dudes. Ian Jackson, um, Drake Powell's about to be picked in the first round. He didn't even play. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of dudes that went back that if they just waited and knew how many people would remove their name, would have had a real good shot at getting drafted.
Yeah, good on Drake Powell. He's rising up boards without doing a damn thing, and he didn't really do a damn thing in North Carolina either. But that's 5 players that we think made the wrong decision or staying or going, and yet to be seen. Maybe it ends up being the right one, and they can come back to this video and let us know we were wrong. Wouldn't be the first, certainly will not be the last.